everyone, how's it going? In this video, I'm going to talk about how I fixed a rattle that was happening for me here and another one that was happening right here where the instrument panel cowl, I think that's how you pronounce it. I literally learned that term today after I posted this fix on the subreddit, where that panel or that component meets the speaker cover. I was getting a very small rattle. It was honestly none of the passengers that my girlfriend couldn't hear, my friends couldn't hear it. It was just, one of those things that we as the drivers, once we hear it, we won't be able to unhear it. So yeah, there is another place I think where it's pretty common for rattles to happen, and that's right behind this, where the infotainment system meets this cowl. That's another place. I don't even know if I showed it correctly, but yeah. So this method of remedying the rattle can also be used there. So the tools are very simple or very minimal. All you need is some felt tape, and I got this off Amazon. I'll post a link of this exact one. It's been good. I'd say the adhesive isn't the best, but also it's kind of nice that it's not the best, and I'll explain why later. And sure enough, I never explained. Basically, I figure it could be trickier to shove the tape between two mating edges if it's too sticky. And you'll also need a trim tool. I mean, you don't need this, but it's a nice to have, especially if you don't want to cut up the plastic, because a lot of this is hard plastic in this car. So I mean, even the soft plastic could get damaged if you're, using another tool that's not something that's designed for trim. So I recommend getting one of these. This actually came with the hard wiring kit that I bought for this dash cam. And it was just sitting out, so I was like, all right, cool. But you can find packs of these trim tools on Amazon. They come with a variety of different tools. Some that look like this. There's some that I don't even know what they're for, but they'll be like almost like a wrench of sorts. But yeah, so you can find those on Amazon. I'll also post a link for that. And yeah, the last thing you'll need is a pair of scissors to cut up the felt tape. So we're gonna try to do this with one hand. I don't know how people who make these sorts of videos record. Like, do they just have a tripod? I don't know. But anyway, we're gonna try to do it with one hand. So this part right here actually can be removed just by pulling up. There's no additional preparation you have to do for that. You can open this just so that there's some clearance, I guess, when you're removing it. Let's try to remove this and see how it goes. I don't think this is going to be doable one-handed, so I will be back. But yes, essentially what I did was, I think I actually did it on the other side. Put your trim piece in and find a place where it can kind of dig in. So like right here, it goes in a little bit, and that'll give you a little leverage to put in your fingers and actually pull up. And I guess grab here and here, just so that there's some support through the piece. It sounds sketchy, it feels sketchy, but this part will just come off if you pull straight up. Alright, so I was able to get this off, and yes, definitely keep this thing up, because I didn't have it up out of habit, and it actually kind of got stuck in there. I mean, not exactly stuck, but I was like, why is there resistance? It was because of this. So yes, you definitely do want to open up the cover of the center console. And yeah, so I pulled up. It felt sketchy, but here we are. And as you can see, it's just these retention clips, I think is what they're called. that's holding this piece onto this handlebar thing here. So, okay, as you can see, I don't know if this, I'm the second owner of this car, so I don't know if this is just stock, what they did at the factory, or if the owner had their own issues with the rattles. Whatever the case, yeah, don't be scared, I guess, if you see these. I think this is quite literally what we did, or what we are about to do is, I think, what they did at the factory to minimize rattles, and that's what you're seeing here. That's my theory. So, I don't have a before picture. I really did not think this would get so much attention on Reddit. But yeah, this is what I have here. I'll try to find a before picture of what it looks like. But after I did what I did, this is what it looks like. And as you can see, I could have done, a little better job. Maybe that's what I'll do. This piece right here, because my theory is that it was this was the sound that I was hearing. So I think it was this piece. And there's a circle here that I guess it inserts into. So that must have been where it was coming. I don't know, what needed more space, what needed more tension, or I guess pressure to not, for this to not hit the sides. I don't know even if that was it, but it sounded like it, so I just went ahead and put felt tape everywhere, just to, just so that you don't have to keep going back, removing this. Again, it feels pretty sketchy, so I kind of just didn't want to do this again. So I went pretty overboard with it. And so what I did was just cut a tiny piece of the felt tape off, very tiny piece. Honestly, for what I'm trying to do here, I need half of this. And, I'm just gonna, for sake of demonstration, put it over this part of that ring hole. And yeah. Alright, so after doing it, this is what it looks like. Just covered up that exposed piece. And then you can, go ahead and, I guess before you put it on, depending on where that rattle's coming from, if it's somewhere else, obviously you will have to do this felt tape technique there. But yeah, if you're pretty certain yours is coming from this area, then that should work pretty well, and you can go ahead and put this back on. There we go. Snap it back in place. There we go. Yeah, feels sketchy again. I feel like I've said that a billion times already, but I don't think there's a way to get past that. So yeah, we should be good. And I wasn't having any more rattles, but you will notice that you probably don't have a rattle anymore when doing this. And then the same thing can be done here. For the sake of time, I'm not gonna show, but I can find where I actually went and put the felt tape. Yeah, right there. So you see how I wedged a piece, a very thin sliver of felt tape. I did that in one place, and kind of distributed it throughout. Sorry, I can't really see, there's so much glare. But I put another piece, essentially I have three pieces. I have three pieces evenly spread out where this cowl is meeting the speaker cover. I used the trim tool actually for shoving it into those cracks, and it just kind of makes it so that you can make it look neat. You can't really tell where I put those pieces unless you know where to look. Yeah, that's just how I went about doing it. So if you do that, hopefully you're able to rectify your rattle. Yeah, if you find this helpful, let me know. And yeah, thanks for watching.